fire, fire for fire, fire.
10 ways Lord of the Rings has aged poorly. Alright, this is definitely bait. Despite being a significant benchmark in fantasy epics, The Lord of the Rings hasn't entirely stood the test of time. 5 out of 10, The Lord of the Rings books lack diversity. 4 out of 10, some races in The Lord of the Rings are inherently evil. What did we just talk about? We literally just talked about fantasy racism isn't real life. Shut the fuck up. No one cares. Let people enjoy these things. Tolkien's work features uncomfortable racial terminology. What? What? What do you mean? Yeah, 10 out of 10. The books lack DEI. Uh-oh. This is a troll? Is it though? CBR.com. Is it like The Onion? No, it's not, man. It's not. The world's top destination for comic, movie, and TV news. Guys, it's real. This isn't fake. This is not a troll. This is actually... Debuted in 1995, CBR is now the go-to digital publication for news analysis and commentary of all things pop culture. Chat, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. This is rage bait. It's not! We should change names to CBT. Tolkien's world features very few women. Even though the main protagonist woman literally kills and fights essentially Satan. The Satan of the universe of Lord of the Rings. There's only one scene in the whole trilogy where a girl talks to another girl. Who cares? I don't want to hear women yapping. Next question. Galadriel's badass as fuck too. Aragorn's a beautiful elf waifu. Great character as well. Very wise elf woman with knife ears. Arwen, yes, thank you. Sorry, it's been a long time since I watched it. I'm a big fan, but I played Lord of the Rings online for around about 1,000 hours. Wait, they're complaining about this world, there's few women. What about the badass knife ears? That's not good enough. Don't you know, it has to be full of women. Legolas is a badass chick as well! Alright, Orlando Bloom is really girly looking, but come on. Galadriel needed to be more girl boss. Glad they fixed that in Rings of Power. Hold on, there's a really good 4chan post about... So good. And what gift would a dwarf ask of the elves? Nothing, except to look upon the Lady of Galadriel one last time, for she is far more fair than all the jewels beneath the earth. Sieves at elves for 140 years, catches the faintest whiff of Galadriel's elf ussy, immediately starts sipping. Our dwarf selves really like this. Yeah, Gimli's a simp apparently. I thought this was always really endearing, but like, it's just funny to me. Like, Galadriel's elf ussy. That's powerful. Galadriel is scary too. She's like powerful scary. Gooner, he is look. Galadriel's really pretty. Come on. The actress that played her is really pretty too. It's because he hates elves, but her beauty's too powerful. That's right. She's too scary as a kid. Yeah, when she goes like all crazy and goes like, Rah! She's doing like the fucking prophecy or whatever. Yeah, like that scared me when I was a kid. She goes, Rah! And I'm like, she turned the dwarf into a gooner. Gets even better when you learn that the greatest Sith of all time, Feanor, asked for the same thing. Galadriel turned him down? Oh my gosh! Gimli's got some riz, huh? Updated on March 26, 2024. There are still elements of Peter Jackson's trilogy that has aged poorly. Return the King's many endings. Don't care, it's a movie. You have to rewrite it in order for it to make sense. There are some unpopular changes from the books. That's valid, but you also can't have perfect transcriptions for movies from books. It's too difficult. Remove Tom Bombadil. No, I understand that's stupid, but I mean, like, that's an artistic choice. Important scenes are missing in the theatrical cuts. Yeah, well, the movie is like 3 hours each, is it not? The Hobbit changes aspects of the original trilogy. Well, that's I don't know what we... The prequel trilogy condenses the timelines of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Okay, yeah, it's The Hobbit. Lord of the Rings will inevitably be rebooted. Amazon is already working on new Lord of the Rings projects. Yeah, unfortunately it is what it is. Elijah Wood's acting in some scenes is awkward. Jake Gyllenhaal was reportedly in the running to play Frodo Baggins. What? What is this man? He was like 17. Yeah, he was like 17 or 18. Yeah, he's supposed to be awkward. It's a hobbit. Do you know that hobbits aren't supposed to leave like their homes ever? Of course he's awkward. Frodo Baggins? Isn't like chicken Baggins? Yes. Yeah, hobbits are awkward. Have you seen the other hobbits talking and like making jokes with each other? It's really weird. Because they are weird. They're weird little creatures. They have like fucking, what, 10 different times for eating. They never leave. They hate conflict. Second breakfast. Well, they have like different... They have so many fucking times to feast. They smoke too much pipe weed. I know some mods who do that. Yeah, they never leave the Shire. They hate conflict. They don't get involved in that shit. And when people approach them saying, hey, do you want to do this? They're like, in hell nah. Certain visual effects look clunky. Oh, okay, but that's from 20 years ago. And in my opinion, it doesn't actually look that bad. One particular sequence that stood out is the Frodo's fever dream in the Fellowship of the Ring when he was injured by the Nazgul's Morgul blade. As Frodo dreamed in Rivendell, a translucent Elrond swayed in and out of sight. What? Yeah, it was 2001! And that's when it was released, so it was made more like in 1991, or 1999. Random characters show up momentarily. The Lord of the Rings includes some characters from the Silmarillion. Yeah, because you can't include every single fucking character in a fucking cinema that's already... In a cinema movie that's already 3 hours long each. The heroes seem invincible. Boromir is the only member of the Fellowship to permanently die in Lord of the Rings. Okay, but what's that got to do with the movie? Largely centers on war, and a war veteran writes them. Considering these facts, it's strange none of the main characters die. Yeah, they're not invincible, man. Well, Gandalf also died. Yeah, well, she said permanent death, or he, I don't know who wrote this article, permanently die. Yeah, Gandalf died, but he's resurrected, so it's different. Spoilers, oh my god, shut up. Not comic book death. Some main characters lack agency. Merry and Pippin have the least agency in the Fellowship. Yes, that's the fucking point! That's the fucking point? What do you mean they're hobbits? God, I hate these people! They don't even understand what's going on! That's the whole point, they're fucking hobbits, they're part of the comic relief, they go out and find they find the Ents and bring them to the fucking war, the front lines! They joke around because they... I just can't with these people, man. It's just like, we watched 2 different movies. Maybe people are largely passive characters that begin the book captured by a pack of orcs. So what about the sneaking around they do and shit? Like, what? Say that way until Warhammer kills the orcs and allow Merry Pippin to escape with little effort. Yeah, because they're fucking hobbits. They can't get into fucking large combat with large creatures because they're small. They can't fight. Well, they can, but like, they need help. What about dwarves? Dwarves are bigger and stronger than hobbits. They coerce the Ents into joining the fight. I know, but like their character and personality is that they are carefree and joking and... yeah. The Lord of the Rings movies lack diversity. Ah, here we go. I'm actually gonna read this one. Book readers would agree that the Lord of the Rings novels are diverse, featuring a vast number of races shown in its fantasy world. However, the movies didn't cast any black actors to depict these varied characters, which instantly is noticeable upon rewatch. Diversity in cinema is more important than ever. The lack of it in older movies can take away from the experience of said movie. The casting of BIPOC actors contributes to increasing visibility and acceptance for all kinds of stories, not just the ones about white people. But the story's not about white people, it's about fantasy races. That's crazy work. That's wicked. That's wicked stuff, man. Even if Lord of the Rings was inspired greatly by Norse and British myths, there was a way to make it more diverse in the movies. Yeah, no way, really? Oh no. Oh, it's greatly inspired by Norse and British mythologies. It's crazy. They say it and then they're like, actually, we need BIPOCs. Time for a gay black female Frodo. Return of the King. Stop! You're gonna fucking kill me. Return of the King. Are you shitting me? Oh my god, man. Write your own damn source material. Yes, and then nobody watches it, and then they call the people that don't watch it racist. There we go. We've come full circle. The final scenes in The Return of the King needed more words. Oh my god. Yap, 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 yap. Yap, 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 yap. We need yapping. We need to tell you how to feel. The slow motion lasted far too long, which made it a bizarre watch. The ending had a lot of heart, which most of the community was in the characters without words, but these individual elements came together rather clumsily. Chat, you heard it here first. Men not exchanging words and just being happy that everyone's alive and that Frodo's not dead and people are laughing and giggling. It's... yeah, that's need more words. Me need to understand what character think, because action not enough for my brain, because I don't understand. No yap the entire movie. There's plenty of fucking yapping. Some races have been typecast. It is implied every orc and goblin in Lord of the Rings is evil. In the Lord of the Rings, there are certain races depicted as universally evil, which is a cringy fantasy trope. No, you're cringe. You're dumb. Shut up. No one cares. The orcs, urks, and goblins, for instance, only appear as evil antagonists, which is homage to the entire species in a rather boring manner. An entire fantasy species. Tolkien said nothing is evil in the beginning, which is a good sentiment. However, oh my god, I can't read this. However, when Lord of the Rings portrays every character from a race as evil, it includes in a binary way of thinking, which lacks nuance. This is why Rings of Power had that scene. This is why Rings of Power had that scene. These people are ruining amazing like books and movies and actor legacies. Yeah, misunderstood orcs with babies and families and IPs. That's a good word. Thank you. The words right out of my fucking mouth. The idea that a group of people was all born with the same immutable qualities is outdated. Are you like comparing fantasy races that don't exist in real life to paralleling real life races? Is this like actually real, bro? Yeah, you're born like this, even though Uruk-hai are spawned in. Orcs don't have family. Actually, in Rings of Power, they do. Tolkien's world features very few women. No female main character interact throughout the... Wait, no female main characters interact throughout the Lord of the Rings trilogy. What do you mean? When she saved Frodo and the rest of the gang at the river crossing? What do you mean? She was a badass. Eowyn defeating the main character, the main badass villain? Like what? Okay. Just hate straight women, I guess, doing cool things. Lord of the Rings is largely a story about male characters. The female characters in Tolkien's work are largely sidelined or defined by the relationships with men in the story. Oh my fuck. By today's standards, this type of storytelling doesn't really hold up. To you. To you, it doesn't hold up. Similar to ensuring there's good representation across races, it is also important for media to portray characters of multiple genders. Though Tolkien's includes some of his greatest moments for his female characters, that's not good enough for her, by the way. Notably, Eowyn slaying the Witch King, the women don't feel like individuals with their own lives and goals. Never once in my life, when I watched Lord of the Rings, as I was growing, like as, you know, from like a little kid into a teenager into an adult, never once in my life was I like, man, this movie needs more women in it. Even though Eowyn literally kills the main evil character in the biggest war that they show. Eowyn was even named Queen Regent in the case Theoden and Eomer died. Yeah, but it's not good enough. You have to like show how much of a badass she is, and she has to say it out loud. But Alana, you're a woman, and this writer says you should feel that way because they said so. Well, they can suck my dick.
Fire, 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 fire.